Good morning, folks. We're going to have a little conversation today about troubleshooting. I know that I put up a video recently about making new gas tank hanger bolts for my wife's 97 Jeep Grand Cherokee, and that was because of the fuel pump. Well, come to find out, the fuel pump wasn't the main problem. It still needed to be replaced, so it wasn't a waste of time. There's a backflow valve inside of it that wasn't working properly, and the filter off the bottom had come off. But that being said, that didn't repair the problem. So the reason we're talking about troubleshooting is because I easily could have thrown a ton of money at this thing trying to figure it out. And if you're the home repair guy like I am, you just can't afford to just throw money at stuff. So I went through a troubleshooting process. The first thing I did was I switched relays for the fuel pump. That didn't do it. Put a jumper in to jump the fuel relay, and that made the pump run, but the vehicle didn't. So I had another problem. Of course, with modern vehicles, there's 18 million damn sensors on the thing, and you have to figure out what the problem is. So I connected the code scanner to it, and it wasn't connecting to the computer. Well, that led me to believe, hey, the computer's bad. But not necessarily the case, because a sensor that's shorted can cause it not to connect to the computer. It can basically cut the computer off, for lack of a better term. It kills the 5 volts going to the computer, and then you get nothing. So I decided the way I was going to troubleshoot it was I was going to go through and disconnect each sensor one at a time and check the code scanner to see if I was connecting. O2 sensors, crankshaft position sensor, camshaft position sensor, so on and so forth. I went through all that and still couldn't connect. And the last thing I had to do was check the ground from the engine to the chassis. No ground situation can also cause it. So I checked that, and it still didn't. The ground was fine. I was getting continuity, and it wasn't the problem. So I took a chance and I ordered a computer. I got one off eBay for a good price. It was used, but the numbers matched on it, so it would work for this vehicle. And lo and behold, it fixed the problem. Now, I had to go back through and connect all those sensors, but I easily could have spent a lot of money just throwing sensors in it, buying a computer. If that wasn't the case, then I would have wasted money on that. And those computers don't go bad very often. We did crack the case on that one and found out that there was some components in it that looked like they had fried, which is kind of uncommon, but it does happen, especially on a vehicle with over 200,000 miles on it. So the basis of this conversation is we don't have money just to throw at stuff, or we don't have stuff we can work on, because you're just going to flush money down the tubes by just replacing parts. Much better off to try to find your problem. And interjection here, I have done that. I've replaced parts that weren't the problem, just like with the fuel pump. Luckily, that did need to be replaced anyway. I had a problem with the vehicle where you could crank and crank it. It would take about 5 seconds of cranking for it to start. Well, that's that backflow valve going bad. With the new fuel pump, it fires right on up, no problems. So, again, I wanted to share this journey with troubles and everything. So yeah, it wasn't the fuel pump, but after going through the process of troubleshooting it and waiting for the new computer to come in, it was 20 minutes and it was up and running. So thank you for listening, folks, and just keep picking at stuff, and remember, take your time and troubleshoot something before you just throw money at it. Hope you have a wonderful Saturday.